Police continue to deal with a worker shortage. There's one strategy at play here in the Tri-States. JWCC is introducing criminal justice students to people who actually do the job.
WGEM's Claire Edlund explains why administrators and police say it will put students on the right path before they graduate.
The topic today is criminal law.
Rachel Hansen is teaching criminal law and juvenile justice to these criminal justice students at John Wood Community College.
All my cases were State versus Jones, State versus Smith, right?
And as a former St. Louis City prosecutor and state's attorney, she says she knows a thing or two about the field and wants to get those future law and criminal professionals on the right path.
There's demand for it locally, nationally. We need more good law enforcement officers.
Hansen says it's also an area of high interest for the students.
And there's industry demand, so we feel like John Wood can step into that gap.
One way they're bridging the gap, bringing the professionals to the students.
To really just have a sense of what you're getting yourself into.
Quincy Police Chief Adam Yates says they let the students job shadow through ride-alongs and mock scenarios.
Officers see every area of the police department, from patrol to investigations to school resource officers.
But there's more coming to JWCC.
Students will eventually have a simulator that mimics real-life experience.
From participating in active shooter situations to testifying before a judge, it's just one more layer of education to prepare students for the real world.
John Wood Community College, through a grant last year, was able to purchase some virtual reality equipment. We have computers and we have the headsets for virtual reality.
And that was Claire Edlund reporting. Hansen says JWCC will introduce the VR and real-world simulations in the spring. There's also a new scholarship available to criminal justice students, and the scholarship honors late Adams County Deputy Matt McElfresh.